For several months, I've been keeping close tabs on the development of a new project in the former space of the Hilton Road Cafe in Ferndale. The owners of the popular local breakfast haunt announced 1 year ago that after 15 years of service, the cafe would be closing its doors. This past April, Chef Nikita Sanchez, co-owner of the former Rock City Eatery in Detroit, bought the space with a wholesome mission of giving back to the community. Nikita's latest endeavor, the Patchwork Culinary Project, is a social cause restaurant with educational and training programs for local immigrants and refugees who want to pursue jobs in the hospitality industry or become restaurateurs themselves. Nikita is an immigrant himself who came to the United States from Russia when he was 12 years old. Before long, he found himself in his first culinary job.
I moved here when I was 12 from Moscow, Russia. When I was 14, it was time to get a job. So I got a job serving food at an assisted living facility called Fleischman. Learned a lot from different bubbies that lived there. And then eventually got into the kitchen, started cooking. And from that point on, it was just all cooking all day. That's where I fell in love with it. And I've been doing it for over 20 years now.
Nikita's menu will offer patrons a taste of cultural sandwiches from various areas of the world. His establishment will also occasionally host pop-up events for immigrant chefs to showcase dishes from their homelands. Nikita's bodega-style deli is a beacon of hope and opportunity for many who face an uphill battle in a new environment. It also leads to more diverse food options for the local community and could help alleviate ongoing labor shortages in the hospitality and food industries. One chef who Nikita has been helping amid the grand opening of his latest project is Chef Mateen Saeed. Nikita helped jumpstart Mateen's culinary business, Dosalicious and More, an initiative Mateen has wanted to pursue for some time.
I'm an immigrant from India, so I came here 25 years back. I've been in IT business, but back of my mind, getting into the food business is something which I've always been thinking of for many years, a food service business, and showcasing my favorite hometown food like dosa. So that's where the Dosalicious and More was born.
I asked Mateen about his personal connection to dosas and what they mean to him.
Oh, dosas is a staple breakfast for me. It goes back to my childhood memory, and that's exactly what the recipe I've brought in from my grandmother, my mother, and then it is passed on to me. So waking up in the morning, I would get the aroma of dosa being cooked by my mom, and I think it is a recipe passed on from 2 generations, which I'm bringing it to the folks out here and serving it to the entire customers in Metro Detroit.
Nikita officially opened the doors on Friday with a soft opening, ready to illuminate the path for the immigrant community to get their own taste of culinary success. Over the last 20 years that it took to reach this point, Nikita worked his first job for over a decade and then went on to open his first restaurant in Hamtramck for 3 years. Before long, a prime spot opened along Woodward Avenue near downtown Detroit, where Nikita established a new eatery that he'd operate for about 7 years. After that business closed, Nikita took a few years off during the pandemic, eventually feeling compelled to return to the culinary world to launch a new venture.
I swore when we opened up our restaurant in Detroit that I'll never open up another restaurant again because it's such a rigmarole. It's so many things that go into it. But taking a couple of years off after we closed, it's something I've done most of my life, and it's something I have a passion for. So I kind of was getting like an incline to get back into it. But I didn't want to start, just open up another restaurant. I wanted to have some sort of a social good attached to it. And I'm an immigrant. I had to, navigate opening up a restaurant and, dealing with all the impediments that come along with that. So I figured, I'm going to try and alleviate as much of that pressure or, difficulties that folks might face and help them out and have that be a part of our restaurant and also be sort of like an incubator where folks can come in, test drive their food, see if that works, maybe sell their products, just get a taste for running an actual restaurant. So that was what kind of made it worth it for me to open up another restaurant, and that's what we're hoping to accomplish here.
Mateen recalled for me when he first learned about the mission and support being offered at Nikita's Patchwork Culinary Project.
The idea of Dosalicious has been popping up for several years, and I read this article in one of the magazines about Chef Nikita Sanchez of the Culinary Project, and then said, okay, since it is favoring us immigrants to kind of approach, so we approached and talked with Chef Nikita, and he was really amazing. He went out of the way, helped us through the entire compliance of setting up the business of Dosalicious and more, right from getting the registering with the state, with the health department, and setting up everything. So I always tell that Chef Nikita is an angel in disguise who's always helping one another to kind of bring a person up and start the business.
Mateen says having support from Nikita was integral when he and his wife first took the leap of faith and embarked on the path to becoming restaurateurs and small business owners. Mateen explains some of the challenges immigrants and refugees face when navigating the business process and why having someone like Nikita there to help is instrumental.
A lot of immigrants, when they come here, they kind of struggle with, getting to know things, how to put things in place. And I think this was a ready-made solution for me with Chef Nikita. The collaboration happened because of my son, Saeed, and he kind of referred me to Chef Nikita, and the entire thing kind of fell in place. Chef Nikita goes out of the way to help immigrants to kind of bring them up. Again, I may sound like a broken record, but still it is what it is. And he's been very kind throughout the process, as I mentioned earlier, sticking on to compliances and guiding me through the process of what to do and how to go about and navigate this business.
After interviewing both chefs, I was genuinely overjoyed and inspired by the kind and heartful mission of Nikita's Patchwork Culinary Project. I couldn't attend the opening weekend, but I'm excited to stop in next weekend for a coffee and a bite to eat. I'll also be keeping tabs for future pop-up events or special dinners since I'm always excited to try new or unfamiliar cuisines. Whether you're going to check out the food or support the fantastic programs being offered, hopefully you can check out the Patchwork Culinary Project soon. For more information, read my full story below.